Listen closely, because this is where most intelligent people fail and most powerful people win. You believe intelligence is about knowledge, logic, and truth. You believe that if you are smart enough, skilled enough, or honest enough, the world will recognize your value. That belief is precisely why the world keeps stepping over you. Power does not flow from what you know. Power flows from what others believe about you. Perception is the currency of influence. Before anyone experiences your ability, they experience your image. Before they test your competence, they judge your presence. Long before truth arrives, perception has already decided your fate. This is why fools with confidence dominate rooms, while geniuses with humility remain invisible. The world does not reward intelligence. It rewards the appearance of intelligence. Understand this. People do not think deeply. They conclude quickly. They label you within seconds and then spend years defending that label. If you allow others to see your full mind, your full intentions, your full depth too early, you give them the power to define you, limit you, and manipulate you. Mystery creates authority. Predictability creates weakness. When you speak too much, you become familiar. When you explain yourself, you reduce yourself. When you reveal your plans, you invite interference. The dangerously smart individual understands restraint. They let others talk. They let others assume. They let others underestimate. And while others perform intelligence loudly, the strategist listens quietly, collecting leverage. Silence unsettles people. It forces them to project their own fears and assumptions onto you. Some will imagine you are weak. Others will imagine you are powerful. Both are useful. What is never useful is clarity about your limits. Once people know exactly how far you can go, they push you to that edge repeatedly. But when your limits are unknown, caution replaces aggression. Never rush to correct misconceptions about yourself unless they harm your position. Let others believe you are less ambitious, less informed, less capable than you truly are. This is not deception for vanity. This is strategy for survival. The lion does not announce its strength. It lets the jungle discover it too late. Perception also governs trust. People do not trust truth. They trust confidence. They do not follow morality. They follow certainty. If you hesitate, they doubt you. If you over-explain, they question you. If you seek approval, they dismiss you. But when you move with calm decisiveness, even wrong decisions appear right in the moment. Authority is not about being correct. It is about appearing unshaken. This is why rulers, leaders, and manipulators throughout history mastered symbolism, posture, tone, and timing. They understood that human beings respond more to what feels true than to what is true. Your posture can command more respect than your resume. Your silence can intimidate more than your arguments. Your composure under pressure can outweigh years of achievement. Do not confuse this with arrogance. Arrogance exposes insecurity. True perception control is subtle. It is the ability to be present without being obvious, confident without being loud, intelligent without being performative. The dangerously smart individual does not compete for attention. Attention comes to them naturally because others sense depth they cannot quite measure. Observe how people treat you when they think you have nothing to offer. Observe how their behavior shifts when they believe you are valuable. This alone should free you from the illusion that fairness exists. The same words spoken by a perceived nobody are ignored. Spoken by a perceived authority, they become law. The message does not change, the perception does. Therefore, guard your image ruthlessly, not your reputation, but your unpredictability. Let people see consistency in your values, but uncertainty in your capacity. Let them know what you stand for, but never exactly how far you will go. Stability builds trust. Ambiguity builds respect. Those who reveal everything become tools. Those who conceal wisely become forces. Speak when it benefits your position. Withhold when silence increases your weight. Reveal strength only when it secures dominance. In a world driven by illusion, the smartest move is not to expose truth, but to control when and how it is seen. If you master perception, you no longer need to convince, chase, or prove. People adjust themselves around you. Opportunities approach you cautiously. Threats hesitate. This is the first lesson of dangerous intelligence, because once you control perception, you begin to control reality itself. Pay attention, because this lesson strips away the greatest illusion ever sold to intelligent people, the belief that humans are complex, unique, and unpredictable. They are not. Individuals may differ in taste and temperament, but human nature itself moves in patterns as old as civilization. Those who fail to understand this spend their lives confused, betrayed, and disappointed. Those who master it seem almost prophetic, as if they can see outcomes before they happen. People are driven by a small set of forces: fear of loss, hunger for advantage, desire for validation, and avoidance of pain. These motivations repeat endlessly, regardless of culture, era, or education. Change the setting, change the language, change the costumes, but the impulses remain the same. This is why history does not repeat exactly, yet always rhymes. The same mistakes are made by new faces who believe they are different. The dangerously smart individual does not judge people by what they claim to value. They observe what people protect, what they pursue, and what they abandon under pressure. When comfort is threatened, morals bend. When status is offered, loyalty weakens. When fear appears, courage disappears. This is not cynicism, it is literacy in human behavior. Understand this clearly. Most people are not evil, but most people are weak. And weakness, when tested, produces betrayal. Not because people intend harm, but because self-preservation always outranks virtue. The moment you accept this, you stop being shocked by human behavior and start anticipating it. Shock is paralysis. Anticipation is power. Watch how people act when resources become scarce. Observe how friendships change when competition enters the room. Notice how honesty fades when consequences increase. These are not anomalies. These are the default settings of human nature under stress. Those who expect consistency from people in inconsistent conditions set traps for themselves. People also crave validation more than truth. They would rather feel right than be right. They align with whoever reinforces their self-image, even if that person is lying to them. This is why manipulation works so effortlessly on the masses. Tell people what they want to hear, confirm their beliefs, flatter their identity, and they will defend you against reality itself. Do not underestimate envy. It is the most silent and persistent human emotion. People rarely envy strangers, but they deeply envy peers. The closer someone is to you in status, age, or background, the more your success threatens them. Smiles remain, words stay polite, but support quietly erodes. The dangerously smart individual never confuses proximity with loyalty. Loyalty itself is conditional, though society pretends otherwise. It lasts only as long as it is rewarded, recognized, or convenient. When the cost of loyalty exceeds the benefit, most people renegotiate their principles internally without announcing it. This is why blind trust is not virtue, it is negligence. Another pattern you must recognize is that people respect strength far more than kindness. Kindness is appreciated, but strength is obeyed. When you are too accommodating, you invite disregard. When you are firm, even harsh, you invite compliance. This does not mean cruelty is required. It means boundaries are essential. Those who fail to enforce them teach others how to treat them poorly. People also reveal their nature when they gain power. Give someone authority, and you will see their true character amplified. Insecurity becomes tyranny. Competence becomes leadership. Compassion becomes protection. Power does not corrupt, it exposes. Those who observe this carefully learn whom to elevate, whom to avoid, and whom to never challenge directly. The dangerously smart individual uses predictability to their advantage. They do not waste energy hoping people will change. They design strategies assuming people will act in their own interest. They place incentives where they want behavior and obstacles where they want restraint. They do not appeal to morality when self-interest speaks louder. If you want to understand someone, do not ask what they believe. Ask what they fear losing. Fear reveals priorities more accurately than any philosophy. Threaten reputation, comfort, or security, and watch how quickly values rearrange themselves. This is not meant to harden your heart, but to sharpen your judgment. Once you internalize that human nature is predictable, confusion disappears. You stop asking why people behave a certain way and start preparing for when they will. You stop taking betrayal personally and start seeing it as mechanical. You stop feeling unlucky and start feeling informed. This lesson alone separates those who are repeatedly used from those who are rarely surprised. Because when you understand the patterns of human nature, you no longer walk blindly into situations. Hoping for the best, you move deliberately, expecting reality, and positioning yourself accordingly. Listen carefully. Because this lesson determines whether you control your life or spend it reacting to other people's decisions. Emotion feels natural, even virtuous. Society praises passion, celebrates outrage, and romanticizes impulse. But in the arena of power, emotion is not strength. Emotion is exposure. The moment your feelings take the lead, your strategy collapses. Understand this truth without resistance. Whoever controls your emotions controls you. Anger shortens your vision. Fear narrows your options. Desire distorts your judgment. Pride blinds you to danger. These emotions are not weaknesses in themselves. They are weaknesses when ungoverned. The dangerously smart individual does not eliminate emotion, but places it in chains. Observe how easily people are provoked. A single insult can derail years of discipline. A moment of disrespect can trigger irreversible mistakes. This is why manipulation is so effective. People are not defeated by superior logic, but by their own emotional reactions. Enemies do not need to overpower you if they can provoke you. When you react emotionally, you reveal information. Your anger exposes what you value. Your defensiveness exposes insecurity. Your excitement exposes desire. Every emotional reaction is a signal, and sharp observers collect these signals like weapons. The strategist understands this and denies others that advantage by mastering composure. Calmness under pressure is not a personality trait. It is a practiced discipline. It is trained by delay. When emotion surges, the intelligent pause. They do not respond immediately. They allow the feeling to pass before action begins. This delay alone separates those who are respected from those who are exploited. Think of every conflict you have lost. Rarely was it due to lack of intelligence. It was due to timing, tone, or impulse. Words spoken in anger cannot be retrieved. Decisions made in fear cannot be optimized. Relationships destroyed in pride cannot be repaired strategically. Emotion demands immediate release. Strategy demands patience. The world tests emotional control relentlessly. People will disrespect you intentionally to see how you respond. They will pressure you with urgency to force poor decisions. They will flatter you to lower your defenses. None of this is accidental. Those who sense emotional instability exploit it instinctively. The dangerously smart individual becomes unreadable. They do not wear their feelings on their face. They do not vent publicly. They do not announce frustrations. This does not make them cold. It makes them unpredictable. Unpredictability is safety. Predictable emotions invite control. This is why silence is often more powerful than speech. Silence gives you time. Time gives you clarity. Clarity gives you leverage. When others are emotional, let them talk. When they vent, they reveal motives. When they rush, they expose fear. You lose nothing by listening and gain everything by observing. Desire is another emotional trap. Wanting something too badly makes you negotiable. It weakens your position. The moment someone knows you need an outcome, they raise the price. The emotionally disciplined individual always appears willing to walk away. This alone shifts power in their favor. Fear operates the same way. Fear of loss, rejection, or isolation pushes people into premature compromise. The strategist accepts loss as a possibility, not a catastrophe. Once you are not afraid of losing, you become impossible to coerce. Pride is perhaps the most dangerous emotion of all. It disguises itself as strength while preventing growth. Pride refuses advice. Pride escalates conflict. Pride seeks to win arguments rather than outcomes. The dangerously smart individual sacrifices ego to secure advantage. They would rather be underestimated than admired, rather be quiet than correct. This discipline does not come from suppression, but from awareness. You must notice emotion as it arises without obeying it. Feel anger, but do not act in it. Feel fear, but do not decide in it. Feel desire, but do not chase blindly. Emotion is information, not instruction. Once you master this, people sense it immediately. They push, but you do not move. They provoke, but you do not respond. They pressure, but you remain steady. This unsettles them because emotional control is rare, and rarity commands respect. This is how you gain an invisible advantage in every negotiation, conflict, and decision. While others fight themselves internally, you remain clear. While others react, you calculate. While others lose control, you gain it, because the moment emotion stops ruling you, strategy takes its rightful place as your guiding force. Understand this lesson without illusion, because this is where morality collides with reality. Survival has never been gentle, fair, or forgiving. It has always favored those willing to do what others hesitate to do. Civilization softened language, not consequences. Beneath laws, customs, and ideals, the same ancient truth remains. Those who adapt survive, and those who cling to innocence are consumed. Ruthlessness does not mean cruelty. It means clarity. It means acting without self-deception. The world punishes hesitation more than it punishes aggression. Opportunities do not wait for your comfort. Threats do not respect your ethics. If you require perfect conditions to act, you will always arrive too late. Most people lose not because they are weak, but because they are slow to accept reality. They excuse bad behavior, rationalize warning signs, and delay decisive action in the name of kindness. Meanwhile, others move decisively, unconcerned with how they are perceived. By the time the kind-hearted awaken, the outcome is already decided. Ruthlessness begins with the willingness to see people as they are, not as you wish them to be. It requires accepting that some individuals will exploit your empathy, weaponize your patience, and drain your resources without remorse. Protecting yourself is not immoral. Allowing repeated harm in the name of virtue is negligence. The dangerously smart individual does not argue endlessly. They do not give infinite chances. They do not negotiate with disrespect. When a boundary is crossed, they respond once, clearly and firmly. If the behavior continues, they withdraw access. Access is power, and removing it is one of the most effective forms of enforcement. Understand this clearly. Consequences teach faster than conversations. People listen to outcomes, not explanations. When your actions carry weight, your words become unnecessary. When your words lack follow-through, they become meaningless. Ruthlessness also requires cutting losses without sentimentality. Many cling to failing relationships, careers, and identities long after they have become liabilities. Time is the only resource you can never recover. Spending it on what no longer serves you is the quietest form of self-destruction. There is a reason successful individuals appear emotionally detached when making hard decisions. Detachment allows precision. Attachment clouds judgment. You cannot save everyone. You cannot fix everyone. You cannot carry dead weight without sinking yourself. The ruthless accept this early. Others learn it after irreversible damage. The world tests resolve constantly. It watches how you respond to disrespect